Hello and welcome back to another video. Today is episode 4, I do believe, of Forming the Roman Empire. Today's video is a nice, almost 25 minutes long. If you do like this, please like, subscribe, and turn your post notifications on when you subscribe, so you never miss another upload. And if you feel like you know someone who'd like this type of video, please do share it with them. Now with that out of the way, you can see in the background we're getting into the game. As I always say, it's a bit laggy. Today it doesn't seem so bad, which is very good. It's good when it actually starts to sort itself out. Now what I will say about this video is I got pretty bored pretty quickly of just dealing with Ethiopia. So I took some measures to make sure we could actually get some stuff done. So you'll see me here immediately sort out the navy and try and get some more ships built. Then we go into the national focus tree. I'm getting so confused with things. And we click the develop Somaliland focus. That way we can just finish that lot off and hopefully move on to something a little bit more entertaining and eventful. We'll deploy a couple of troops here and just assign them to the 9 out of 24 army, which is Army 3. So we'll assign them into there and get them working on that. Now, I'm going to check again to see whether I can deploy any more, which unfortunately I cannot. So we'll just continue on with the game and deploy some more when we can. We got some research finished here. We've got weapons that have just finished. Now we'll go back in and assign something else to it. I mean, I really should have clicked that there, but I don't know why I didn't. It's only 291 days. That would be done in not too long. So, very confusing why I don't click things. But we go for paratroopers instead. Now, obviously, I'm going to go into construction here, and I'm going to put in the experimental facility of a dockyard, and build that in Rome. Just that way I can start building battleships and start to build an imperial navy for, obviously, Rome, because a Roman navy is quite important if we want to take over places like Britain and other sort of more coastal areas like Malta and other things of that caliber. You'll see here we're continuing the electrification efforts in Ethiopia, just to keep compliance growing. You will see me here in a moment get quite bored of how long I have to wait around for the electrification focuses, because obviously it's political power, so you see me get bored pretty quickly here. Right now I get bored and I put in a console command that allows me to get a lot more political power, and I use it to immediately finish all the electrification decisions in Ethiopia. Now, this will be the final bit on Ethiopia for a couple of minutes, as I do intend to now move from Ethiopia, hopefully back up to mainland Italy. Have a few stops along the way. Obviously, there you go, you can see the Italian war on Ethiopia and the casualties and manpower and all that. Couldn't remember whether I showed it in the last video or not, so I decided to show it again, just so you guys can get a definite look on it and make sure you can see all the numbers, for anyone who is interested. Now, we're back up in Italy, and this is the point where I've decided that we need to start taking territory, because having Ethiopian territory is one thing, but we need some more territory. I'm not sure how long until I actually start that. We're just going to assign a new intelligence branch upgrade for the agency. And then we've obviously got the Chinese United Front forming, which honestly just pops up so often I might have to turn those events off, to be fair, because it just pops up every 5 minutes. We got communists in Ethiopia, which I think does prompt me to move back down there just to check it. So you'll see me pop back down to Ethiopia here, which I'd like to avoid popping back down there too much more. But I just check it out to make sure it's all okay. And nothing, like there's no insurgency and actually uprising, because that wouldn't be good. And now you'll see me check for what level of compliance I'm at, just to see how long it will be until I can properly take over the entirety of Ethiopia and own it all. Because that would be quite a nice day, to be fair. Because so far, all 4 episodes have just been Ethiopia this, Ethiopia that. And it'd be quite nice if we could go some other country this, some other country that. Roman Empire this, Roman Empire that. Because it is just quite boring to be on the same thing episode after episode after episode. But obviously, I will go as long as it takes to pacify Ethiopia. Now we are in national focus again, and we are hopefully going to go over and start getting some territory here, which would be quite nice, because obviously I said in the last video I was quite bored of Ethiopia and just dealing with that every single episode. So I do believe here I go to take care of the little issue of Ethiopia being everything. So let's go right across here. And I click on foreign affairs. I cannot speak today apparently. Foreign affairs is what I click on here, and that's the focus we'll be doing. That will effectively allow me to take territory off Yugoslavia and start to take territory. You'll just see me here assigning some research and production things and some law and government things as well, potentially, and possibly even military staff, because, well, you can see my Air Force XP is 0, and that needs to change. So you'll see me set it up in a second to change that and make sure that we get some Air Force XP pretty quickly, so that we can do one of the balance of power decisions. Now we've got another research that's just completed. You'll see me forget for a second and then remember where it is research is actually located. And then you'll see me go in and start to work on that. Now, just a quick mention. Not going to take too long with this one, but anyone who is a fan of Hearts of Iron 4, you will potentially be aware that soon there is a new DLC coming out. And what I will say with that new DLC is I will be obviously getting it, so it's coming out November 20th. So you guys look forward to that one. It will be on the channel as soon as it comes out and I can get it. But yeah. Anything going on in the background, by the way, I apologise I haven't mentioned it. It's just the playback on my PC is being absolutely awful and has gone well out of sync at this point. So I do apologise. We do look as if we are potentially doing this. I'm out of sync at this minute, so I'm just trying to gain back sync, because the playback for me, so I can do the audio recording, is absolutely lagging beyond belief. So I do apologise deeply for that. I do not know what's going on. It shall be fixed as soon as I figure out what to do. Non-aggression pact there with Austria has been signed. This is getting more and more difficult because it's just so laggy on the playback, and I can't understand what's going on. 1936 carrier there. I do deeply apologise for any of this being out of sync. I am struggling here to understand the same time, so I'm just going to remember what I did ish and hope that I can fill any gaps in lag of playback. So foreign affairs should be finished here soon. We're going to assign a military chief of army here. So he'll obviously grant us army XP, which we can use for building tanks or whatever in the next episode or the episode after. Obviously, some of you may be aware, tomorrow is Saturday and the day after is Sunday. And some of you may be aware upon that I'm not available on both of those days, so I'm going to be recording the episodes today. Now, foreign affairs is done, so we're going to put Balkan ambition here, and hopefully get that ticking along. And I was wrong originally. It's Balkan ambition that gives me the opportunity to integrate Yugoslavian territory and do all of that fun stuff. So with that being said, it's time to just wait, apparently. I guess we're just waiting until we get up to 10 Air Force XP so that we can do the Air Force's loyalty, I think, which we've got now. Any time now would be a good time to click the decision. We can click it, right? Yes. Now? Oh yeah, there you go. Sorry, I was questioning how long it took me to click the thing there, because it was up for quite a few seconds before it was clicked, which it should be. It says yes, I click it. Sometimes it doesn't work like that, and I just am not paying attention. And then I pay back attention, it's like, oh, that's there. Anyway, just wait on this focus to complete here, so that we can hopefully move on to a bit more of some territory in the Balkans, which obviously would be quite nice. So we just have to wait for that here. And obviously I'm just having a look at some of the political advisors just to see who can push us towards the Grand Council a bit quicker. I do find someone here who says when you hire him he goes 15% towards the Grand Council, and so I decided that was a good decision and assign him to the military or government or whatever. Right, so now we're clicking war economy, which is good. Just a quick note, this video might be late, might not, I don't know. It's currently about 10 to 4 at this current moment, so it could be quite late. It just, it's dependent on how long it takes me to export and post onto YouTube. But if those two go quickly, then it shouldn't take too long at all. Hopefully less than 20 minutes. So, should be good. Anyway, we're just going to do a bit of mucking around with the production line and add some trains in, just to try and help the supply lines a little bit. Now we're just going to continue here, slowly heading up towards mainland Italy, which apparently takes me quite a while, because a lot of things pop up that I have to take care of along the way, but we should be back in Italy soon. Just as soon as we complete this research, which should be anytime soon, hopefully. I'm just waiting for me to get back over Italy and the next focus to complete, and then once the two of those happen, then it will be the time to actually start working on taking Yugoslav territory and dealing with Albania and basically growing the empire, which would be quite nice to start getting work done on, because it's one thing just sitting around all day doing Ethiopian stuff, but it's quite nice to take other territory as well, to be fair. So you'll see me here start to click some decisions. So that allows me to support Hungarian claims to parts of Yugoslavia, and then send ultimatum to Yugoslavia and demand Dalmatia. I'm not sure how to pronounce that properly, so I've probably butchered it a couple times there, but deeply apologise to all people of that region, and anyone who knows how to say it, please drop it in the comments down below. Also in the comments down below, put any ideas you have of, like, if you want me to go to war with a specific country, put in the comments down below, and any ideas for the next series after this Italian one, drop in the comments. And if I like it, I'll put a heart on it and I'll like it. So I will put a poll out for the next series, which you guys can vote on, which will be a post. I'll announce it when it's about to come out, but we got to form Rome first, because that's the point of this series, is to form the Roman Empire. So Yugoslavia is handing over territory here. We are going to form the Governmento of the territory. I just backed out saying it for no apparent reason there. I don't know why. Anyway, we're going to do Albanian occupation here. And then the Yugoslavian thing should complete in a couple of days, 2 days apparently, which should basically make Yugoslavia become a puppet of me, which would be quite nice, because it will mean that I get some more territory, technically, on like a technicality, because, you know, there'll still be a so-called independent nation, but very much under my control. Right now, Yugoslavia has effectively surrendered, and is now my puppet, I do believe is the thing we're calling it. And obviously here, that's pretty good, because it's good to have more territory. And I do believe here we're also pushing towards completing the Albanian focus. That should let us take Albania and integrate it as well, which would be quite nice. Obviously we have just about 6 minutes left, or 5 minutes, whatever. I have lost track of time entirely at this point. But yeah, federal state of Austria has broken the treaty of, I can't even pronounce that from the amount of blur that's on it. But they broke a treaty effectively, and we have not been happy about it. So that's fun. We're just waiting for the next focus to complete here. I'm just checking decisions to make sure if there's a decision we can take, that I do take it, obviously. I don't think that I head back to Ethiopia again for the rest of the video. At least I don't see me heading back down to it. I know at some point I missed the fact that I started to incorporate one of the territories in Ethiopia. So I just want to sort of retrospectively say I did that. And you would have seen that probably during the period where the playback thing lagged horribly, which was unfortunate. Now you'll see me put into play the Grand Council of Fascism focus tree, or actually it just says convene the Grand Council. I can't even speak. This is unusual. But yeah, we'll do that focus. As you can see, Albanian occupation is currently only 2 days left, so I basically just sit on the focus until I can take it. And yep, you'll see here that I can now take it and I put it into effect, and then I am ready to move on. Oh no, I go back down to Ethiopia again. Oh dear. Do I go back up to Europe again? Quite probably. I quite possibly abandon that again. I checked the resistance here, which isn't actually looking too bad, which is pretty good. Obviously you should see here in a moment that I obviously go back to looking at the military, and I head straight back up to Albania. Now obviously we can see Albania is now under my control, and I should now apparently just click on the balance power, and I question the Army and Navy's loyalty in order to push us across to low council influence in the balance power system. And then I now go, not sure where I go from here, because it looks as if I just stopped for a minute, I guess. I'm supposed to be heading over to the decisions tab here to hopefully be looking at trying to hopefully puppet Albania and release like a puppet government in Albania. So that way I can get some more territory to the Albanian state, which would be quite nice, to be fair, because it's needs to be done, to be fair. Now what you'll see happen here is that I hand over, I click decision there to officially hand over Kosovo to the Albanians. That way they can control it. Yugoslavia gets a bit less territory, and it still stays within the Italian sphere of influence, which obviously for forming the Roman Empire is going to be pretty important, because everything needs to stay within our influence so that we can integrate it at a later date. Now we're going to discredit Haile Selassie again. I think that's how you say his name. Could have butchered that. Apologies if I have butchered that. But we're going to do this now. And we are going to hopefully... We've got just about a minute left. We've got the Air Force Department completing here. Now, I just wanted to quickly... Actually, no, wait, I'll suspend that for a second. I just want to time it the right time to start the outro so it doesn't go over, but doesn't go under. Right. Oh no, I click it now. The thing I was saying about Ethiopia earlier and forgetting to do it because of lag, I do that right now. So obviously I can pacify a state in Ethiopia. So anyone thinking, what is he on about? Yeah, apologies. I meant it for now. I thought I did it already. Deepest apologies. Now, hopefully that, yeah. Okay, we only got a minute or under a minute left now. So I'm just going to assign the final for this video research item. And I just wanted to say thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you did all enjoy this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and turn your post notifications on when you do subscribe. And I hope to see you all in tomorrow's video, where it should be episode 5, and we should be focusing more on European conquest, hopefully. So I'll see you all for tomorrow's video. And as we come into completing the Grand Council of Fascism focus tree, which should push us towards being able to get the Duce out of power, I'd like to say I hope to see you all tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye.